Hello and welcome back to another video here on Waters FC with episode number 12 of Part 2 Glory here with Main Road. And I thought I would start off today's video by having a look at our manager profile. So as you can see, we are on the 3rd of November. That would make me 28 years old in real life. Well, I was born in Gravesend and that is my birthday there. And we are the manager of Main Road on £85 a week. And we are currently studying for our National B licence. So that is really, really good and very, very positive. Because it would allow us to apply for jobs at higher levels, which is the plan of this series at the moment. That may change, you never know. If we have a really good run with Main Road, we'll have to wait and see what the future holds for us. I can't put any promises on that at the moment, but it is good that we are studying for our National B licence because it will improve our coaching ratings as well. Because I remember, I think it was episode 1 that I did show our manager stats, and they were quite terrible to say the very least. They're still not fantastic at the moment, but they are working their way up. At least we're getting some 4s and 5s and a couple of 6s on the board as well. Whereas I think on episode 1, do go back and check out that video. We did have a lot of 1s and 2. I don't think we even had any 3s across the board. And we can see we have no best opinions of anyone, and we have one worst opinion of some person called Mark Nash. I've never heard of Mark Nash. He is a real person because he has played and managed for teams in the past. He's currently unemployed, but he was manager of North Shields in the Northern Football League Division 1. They're not really near our league, although they're in the Northern League. They're not in the Northwestern League, so I'm not entirely sure why Mark Nash doesn't like me, but for whatever reason, he doesn't like me as a manager. You'll go and have to ask him to find out why. Obviously, we've only been at Main Road. Our career milestone, obviously, we won our Northwest Counties League's First Division Challenge Cup last season, which was very good. And also our career stats as well, which for a manager that's had a fair amount of games now, 66, it's not, your hundreds of games that you see some of the other managers that they would have played throughout their careers. But for 66 games and to have a win percentage of 63%, I do think that is very, very good and very, very positive. It really puts us in a good light, and hopefully other teams will take notice of that in the future and offer us some job interviews down the line. But I can unfortunately say I've had no job interviews or no job offers for interviews at the moment. In the year and 4 or 5 months that this save has been going on, I haven't had any job offers yet from anyone. So hopefully when we do get our National B licence, I think it's 4 months in total, and I think from memory, it's been about 2 days since I've played this save. I think it was around a month ago in the game that I did request for it. So hopefully in around 3 months' time, we will get our National B licence and we will see some of our stats improve. But the big question is how are we getting on in the league? So if we do go to home and we'll have a look at the league table, you can see that we are doing pretty well, everyone. So after the last episode where we did play in the FA Vars, I believe it was, I think I'd played 4 or 5 league games. I can't quite remember off the top of my head. And we'd done pretty well after our disappointment of the opening day where we did only manage to draw 2 Wythenshawe amateurs. And we can have a look here, see that they are currently 19th. And yes, it was them that we did play. So looking at that, that just sort of rubs the salt in the wound, really, that it wasn't a good result. But anyway, we moved on, and now we've played 9 games. We are currently sitting in 2nd place. We've won 6 of our 9, only losing 1 and drawing 2. So we are looking pretty good at the moment, although we do have teams on our tails as well, so we do have to be careful of them. But have a look at the schedule to see how we have got on. So there's been a lot of cup games that have been played as well since I was last with you guys, but a lot of green on here. Yes, there's been a couple of reds, which is a bit of a shame, including the Northwest Counties League Challenge Cup first round. So that wasn't the one we won last year. We won the first division version of that cup. That's a mouthful to say, isn't it? I say that every time. Maybe one of these days I will learn how to say it properly. But that is not the cup that we won last season. That is just the Northwest Counties Cup. And as we can see here, We are playing Vauxhall Motors in the Northwest First. I'm just going to say the Northwest First Division Cup. That's not as much as a mouthful to say, but we are playing in them a few games' time. But anyway, enough about our recent results, as you can see here. Moving on into today's game, and we are playing AFC Liverpool. Not quite Liverpool. Obviously, if we did play the real Liverpool right now, we would probably lose by double digits, and by some margin as well. But we're not playing them. We are playing AFC Liverpool. Only been a club for about 13 years in the game, so they are a relatively new club. And they were even relegated from the 9th division back in the 17-18 season, as you can see there. But they are currently sitting 12th in our league, so they're pretty bang average. 9 games, 3 wins, 3 draws, 3 losses, only a -2 goal difference. So pretty consistent team. We are going to have to be at our best to beat them today. Only one bit of transfer news just before we do get into today's game and team selection. There's only been one piece of transfer business since I was last with you guys, and unfortunately it is an outgoing, and it was to quite a key player. Matthew Furtado has left us to go and join Holker's Old Boys, which is a big shame. He's a really, really good left back. Very, very well rounded. Doesn't really excel at one specific thing, but in terms of his mental attributes and physical attributes, he is very, very well rounded. Now, I am sad to see him go, but Holker Old Boys are in the division above. They're able to offer him a contract of £30 a week, which doesn't sound like a lot, but I can't offer people £30 a week at the moment. I can only offer £20 a week for actual contracts, and if I'm just paying them on an appearance fee, I can only pay them 25, which is a big shame, but there's not really much I can do at the moment whilst our finances are as they are, which they are currently sitting at around -11 or £12,000. So hopefully once we get some more money, there has been rumours of a takeover happening, but there's not really been much to that at the moment. But if anything was to happen like that, I will obviously let you guys know immediately. But heading into today's game against AFC Liverpool, we will have a look at the team here to see how people are getting on. So we've got Terry Smith in goal, been our goalkeeper all season. Last 5 games he's been playing really well, 7.08 average rating. We've got Steve Allen here at left back, so although we have lost Furtado, we've got Allen here that can fill in, and I am currently on the lookout for another left back. We've got Hillaby out on the right. We've got Andy Hawksworth and Roan Steele in at the centre backs, with Callum Fawcett and Adam Cox playing in the 2 central midfield positions. We've got Kayari Ventura, who has finally started to find his goal-scoring form of last season. I think he played about 2 or 3 games before he finally scored, but the last 3 or 4 games, you can see there a 7.30 rating over the last 5 games. He is starting to find his form, which is good. And then we've got John King out on the left with Jack Wakefield, who I'm giving a start to today at the attacking midfield position. We are training him to play there, so hopefully these starts will give him more experience and it will help along with his development. And then at striker, we've got Vanny De Silva, and he has taken over from Ventura of last year with 15 appearances and 16 goals with 4 assists as well. So he has really been our key man this season, scoring goals for fun. It just seems to be whoever we put in at striker, they just score goals for fun. So, which is good to see. And then we've got key players like ASN. We've got Grunston. I wouldn't necessarily class Grunston as a key player, but he has been playing quite a lot. I do feel his stats are pretty decent for a centre attacking mid. I don't quite agree with the star rating up here. Okay, some of his stats aren't great. You look at only 6 anticipation, 5 off the ball, 3 concentration, which is pretty poor. But some of the other stats that he does have, good determination, although that has gone, it does have a red arrow next to it, so which is not good to see for the young Swede. But got good teamwork, good vision, good work rate, pretty decent-ish physicals. Okay, his stamina and strength aren't great, but for a centre attacking mid, I'm not expecting him to have good strength. Hopefully his stamina will improve with time. Yes, we will head into today's game. Jack Wakefield is currently lacking match sharpness, which is no big surprise, as he's not been playing a great deal for us recently. But moving on into today's game, I am really I feel like I say this a lot of the time, and I don't want to sound like a broken record, but when I do bring these games to you guys, I do want to try our best. I want the team to really, really work hard and to try and get the wins, just to show that we are doing a very good job as main road manager. But we're going to start off by changing our mentality from very attacking to balanced. I seem to do that quite a lot as well. I tend to forget to change the mentality from very attacking, just because in a previous game we were the heavy favourites. Whereas in this one, I don't feel like we are as much. I feel like we're the favourites, but we're not heavy favourites. So we've got to go out onto the pitch, do our talking on there, and prove why the media do predict us as favourites. But we are in the 19th minute. We have a highlight. We've got Hillaby with the right-hand side. He lost the ball. He's won it back. That was I'm quite happy with that, to be honest. I think it was Ventura with the assist. Hillaby was sort of playing about with it on the right. I thought he was going to get the cross, and he gets tackled. Regains possession. Sort of tackles a player that didn't have the ball. Ventura had acres. He picked out the perfect pass, and John King, all he had to do was just roll it into an empty net. Keeper was absolutely nowhere, and it's a very, very good start by us. I'm very happy with that. And we've got another highlight here only a couple of minutes later on. So are we really able to rub salt in the wounds to AFC Liverpool? De Silva runs through. The keeper makes a save, to word it to somewhat degree. It was a save. It wasn't a convincing save by any stretch of the imagination, but he did tip it onto the post and they were able to clear. We did have another highlight here with the highlight there with a free kick being whipped in, but we did head over the bar on this occasion. Moving on throughout the first half, AFC Liverpool have a free kick. So Hogan, that was a good goal. That was a very good goal. They had a free kick out on the side. It's Thompson who plays it in central. There is one of our players going to close him down, but they doesn't do it quick enough. And Hogan absolutely wallops it from, nearly 30 yards out. Terry Smith flying, trying to scramble across to save it, but he wasn't able to do so. And I feel like that's very much against the run of play, that they haven't really created anything. In fact, if you look at the XG here, very, very little XG for their first attempt of the game. They did have another half chance before the end of the half, but we do go into the break one apiece. I don't feel like we've played at our best today, which is obviously very reflective of the scoreline, but I'm hoping we can come out with the second half. I'm going to encourage the boys a bit, see what we can do. Just taking our attention away from the game. I'm currently recording this on Tuesday, the 20th of April, and obviously there's been a lot of news in the world of football recently with regards to the European Super League. I am a fan of Tottenham Hotspur, and I very, very strongly disagree with the idea of the Super League. The fact that Spurs can be considered a super elite club, I don't fully agree with, as we've just gone 2-1 up there. Vanny De Silva pounces on a defensive calamity. Which is good to see. We will have a look at that goal. But yeah, I don't quite understand how Spurs have managed to worm their way into this European Super League, because we are by far a super team, especially at the moment with Jose Mourinho getting sacked, Ryan Mason being appointed interim head coach until the end of the season. So I'm very, very happy for Ryan Mason. Obviously quite sad with how his career ended, with a fractured skull a couple of years ago. So I hope it is a feel-good story for him, playing Manchester City in the Carabao Cup final at the weekend. And actually, as I'm recording this, it does seem to be that Chelsea and Manchester City are looking at pulling out of the Super League, which is really, really good to see. So if them two pull out, I don't think it will be long until other teams pull out. I really do hope my team, Tottenham Hotspur, do pull out as well. Otherwise, I probably won't be investing any money into the club anymore. I will be supporting my local team. But anyway, that's enough of a discussion with me about the Super League. I could make a whole video about it. But to be honest, I think everyone's just going to jump on that bandwagon at the moment. For anyone who hasn't watched it, I would definitely recommend going watch Gary Neville and Jamie Carragher on Monday Night Football. I think everything that they discuss is probably about what 99.9% of the football family feel about the European Super League, with the exception of the greedy owners who decided to create it. But enough about that. In the 84th minute here, we are 2-1 up. And unfortunately, Adam Cox has had a red card, which is not ideal by any stretch of the imagination. So we're going to move Jack Wakefield back into the midfield. And I may look at bringing him off as well. His body language isn't great. Unfortunately, we don't really have many other options on the bench. Could maybe move David Hillaby into the midfield, but And the problem is I don't have a right back. Okay, what can we do here? So I think we keep Hillaby at right back. I think we just keep Wakefield in at the midfield role. I'm not sure whether I'd rather Fawcett at the box. Yeah, I'm going to keep Callum Fawcett as the box-to-box because we are winning this game. So I'm not really overly concerned about us not creating anything, but I do want us to be solid defensively. And in terms of substitutions, I feel like we should make a couple. So we'll bring off Ventura. He is on a yellow card. Make sure obviously he doesn't get sent off. And I will bring off Andy Hawksworth as well. So he is on a 6.2. He is on a yellow card. So the last thing I want is for him to get sent off. Because otherwise we will be struggling in defence. But there is a highlight here. And obviously this is happening without the changes being made. And oh no, Callum Fawcett, what have you done there? I didn't really see the tackle too much. It happened quite quickly, but we're now down to 9 men. 9. I'm right, okay. We really do need to do something here, and I really, really don't know what. I think Love Grunston is going to have to come on for. I don't know who to bring off. I might take off John King. I really regret taking Kyari Ventura off now. Right, what can we do here? I think if we do that, then maybe that. Play Grunston in at central midfield. Play ASN. Our midfield is really. We are looking very, very weak here in midfield. I think that's going to have to be the way. Unless. Let's change that. So let's play King out on the left. Let's just play De Silva on the right. Let's just play very, very wide. Focus on play down the wings. Let's not work the ball into the box because there's no one there. Right, out of possession. We are going to definitely drop the forward line, our 4 people that are in the forward line, and it's just actually we're going to drop the defensive line just a little bit as well. Stay on feet, I think, is a very key tactic to put on here, boys. We should have done that before, really, but I didn't see us getting 2 red cards. Not very often I do get red cards in Football Manager, but in this game it has. I think that's what we need to do. And I'm going to change our mentality from balanced to cautious. Although I just don't want the curse of Football Manager, and I may be jinxing myself here. Normally, when you make defensive changes, it almost makes your defence fall apart and crumble, and I hope that's not the case here. And their player, Tizzy, gets in, and Smith, what has happened to this team today? Terry Smith with some shocking goalkeeping there. What are you doing, man? Donaldson plays into Tizzy, I think his name is, and Smith, he gets a hand to it, and I thought he pushed it wide. Obviously, from the angle that we have here, I thought he pushed it wide of the post, but he just pushes it into the side netting. And we are at 2-2, everyone, and that may not even be it. There's another highlight. There's still a couple of minutes left to go. We are in injury time. Although saying that, John King, Vanny De Silva, go on, Vanny. You're through 1-on-1. He's slotted it in. How have we gone 3-2 up with 9 men in injury time against the run of play? That's incredible. John King plays a very, very good pass out to Vanny. He just sprints through. I don't know what this defender is doing here. This one I've got my cursor over. If I was his manager, I would be having words with him after the game. But Vanny De Silva gets through, and I think we're going to win this game, everyone. I don't know how. When we had 1 red card, I thought, right, okay, let's just try and assure up the defence. Not really allowing too much for them to get in, trying to just almost shut up shop, Jose Mourinho style. But no, once we went down to 9 men, I just thought, game over. I just didn't see a way out for us. But the fact we've done that, and for the boys that have stayed on the pitch, they look inspired and motivated, and they should be as well. To hang on, that's a real solid effort from the team there. I can't really be, I'm just absolutely through. Can you tell I'm almost speechless at that? I almost cannot believe what I've just witnessed there, and I hope you do feel the same way as well with how that game went. But we come out with a 3-2 victory against AFC Liverpool. We actually go to the top of the league as a result of that. I think Stockport must have drawn. Stockport, yeah, they did. They drew 1-1. So if it wasn't for that goal there, we would have been second. But the fact that Vanny De Silva did get through, I think his 17th and 18th goals of the season in all competitions has put us top of the league, everyone. That's amazing. But anyway, guys, I've words. I can't say words right now, especially when I've just watched a performance like that. But that is going to be it from me for today's episode. What an absolutely incredible episode, though. I wasn't expecting it to be as dramatic as that. You know, playing AFC Liverpool, I thought, oh, with Liverpool in the name, hopefully we are able to get one over on them. But for the game to happen like that in that fashion, going down to 9 men, getting an injury time winner with 9 men, absolutely phenomenal. Does show a lot about our character and what our aspirations are for this season. So I am really hoping that that result does inspire us to go on a really good run of form, and we are able to pull away from teams that are in third place and fourth and beyond as well. So definitely the top two is our main target. I would also like to win the league as well, just to put that on my CV. So that would be amazing. But yeah, that is going to be it for today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Really, really do appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch this video. But my name is Dan, and I will see you on the next one.